Hi, I'm Dylan Weber. I am going to be doing a speech on Jean Donovan for my Paschal Mystery class. So without further ado, here we go. She was one of the 4 American church women murdered in cold blood in El Salvador in 1980. Jean Donovan was born April 10th, 1953, source from U.S. Catholics, to an upper-middle-class family in Westport, Connecticut. She went to the University of Mary Washington, and due to her privileged upbringing, she was able to spend a year abroad from U.S. War Memorials. She spent a year in Ireland at University College Cork, where she met an inspirational priest and former missionary who made a strong impact on her through his commitment to poor men and women of Latin America. His commitment assisted her in strengthening her Catholic faith. After she graduated from Mary Washington, her parents recognized her potential and ambition, so they provided the opportunity to pursue a master's degree in business from Case Western Reserve University. After she graduated, she got a job with the nationwide accounting firm Arthur Andersen. Information brought to you by CASIC. While working at Arthur Andersen, she felt a strong call to serve the poor and made the difficult choice to leave her lucrative job. She eventually decided to volunteer at the Cleveland Diocese Youth Ministry with the poor. After some time in Cleveland, she made the courageous choice to move away from home and commit to serving the poor. She was so committed that she decided to start taking the steps toward moving to South America and serving with the Diocese Mission Project in El Salvador. She began training with the Mary Knoll Training Program in New York State and left for El Salvador in 1977. She began working as a lay missionary in La Libertad with her friend and nun, Dorothy Gazelle, U.S. War Memorials. They worked in the parish of the Church of the Immaculate Conception and helped civilians struggling with the war. She had a plethora of jobs, including, but not limited to, managing the church's budget, working with children, and helping other church workers. She often had to do the extremely unforgiving task of burying bodies of those murdered in the streets and consoling their relatives. That's U.S. War Memorials. Rallied by Oscar Romero, they powered through with their work. She very much trusted Oscar Romero, even going as far as to say he is the one that convinced her that prayer does work. In her gratitude, she decided to bake and deliver chocolate chip cookies to Archbishop Oscar Romero every single day, U.S. War Memorials. But one day, on the evening of March 24th, 1980, Archbishop Romero was shot and fatally wounded at a mass. Donovan, among many others, was absolutely devastated by this. During the funeral of Archbishop Romero, the army showed up again, throwing bombs into the crowd of nearly 30,000 people, killing 30 souls. Donovan was absolutely terrified at the funeral, but she kept telling herself that if she dies, she would go straight to heaven and she had nothing to worry about. She went on to write letters to friends and family about how she wanted to come home, but that she knew in her heart of hearts that she was truly called by God to be serving alongside the nuns in El Salvador. On the 2nd of December, 1980, information brought by Deer, while going to pick up some helpers from the airport, U.S. War Memorials. She was abducted by the military. They took her, along with 3 other nuns, then proceeded to beat, torture, and even rape them, before eventually murdering them in cold blood. The soldiers proceeded to dump their bodies in an unmarked grave in the countryside. Jean Donovan's body was returned to the United States, where, even in death, she still made a difference. Her death led to a temporary suspension of the aid given in El Salvador, temporarily limiting, although sadly not stopping, the violence. Her legacy will be remembered as a brave woman of God who was willing to lay down her life for what she knew was right, showing true self-sacrificial love, a key element of the Paschal Mystery. She was honored by her alma mater, the University of Mary Washington, by having her letters published in their alma mater magazines. She was also honored by the Arlington Diocese, who purchased a home in her honor, and they named it after her, calling it the Jean Donovan House in Arlington, Texas. For the citing, the site names, some of the sites didn't include author names, so I put the names of the websites instead. I looked through the MLA citing formats to see if I could find anything with names, but nothing at all. My sources were uswarmemorials.org, US Catholics, The Life and Example of Jean Donovan by Father John Deere, and Who is Jean Donovan by the Arlington Catholic Herald. Thank you.